I'm sure Mega Man fans are watching this and have their own suggestions for indies that have that Mega Man vibe. First things first, we heard you. We definitely felt the Mega Man love in the last video, and you guys had a lot of suggestions for games we should talk about. You guys really know your stuff. So we read your comments and picked some of our favorites of the bunch. So here we are, back for another round of Mega Man-like games for Mega Man Lovers Part 2, Commenters Edition. Yes, throw the Rotten Tomatoes at us. We probably deserve it. Because how could we not have mentioned this series in the first place? The Gunvolt Series' first game, Azure Striker Gunvolt, was created by Inti Creates. It was also produced by Mega Man series veteran co-designer and illustrator of the OG Mega Man design, Keiji Inafune, who worked on the first game before helming things over at Mighty No. 9. This is for sure one of the most popular mentions of a good Mega Man-like game out there. We assumed everybody already knew about it because of how popular it was, but you guys wanted it, so we're giving you what you asked for. The story starts off with 14-year-old Gunvolt, a septimal adept imbued with the power to wield lightning. Using his combat skills and electrifying abilities, he sets out with Quill, the quorum for unrestricted information, law, and liberty, to take on the corporate superpower, the Sumeragi Group. But the Sumeragi are not one to go down so easily. So Gunvolt must be ready to take on their hired guns, fellow adepts whose deadly powers will not give our boy GV an easy path to destroying the Corpos. The game's got its classic Mega Man-isms alongside its own fresh twist and turns to the genre. GB looks and feels like a cross between X and Zero, but his every move and attack also feels like it belongs to him. GB is a lightning strike upon the Sumeragi, quick and deadly. He really earns the name of the Azure Striker with his mesmerizing and dangerous fighting style. You really feel the ante go up with every combo you deal against your foes as you progress through the levels, like you're at the arcade racking up to place top score on the game charts. The music is quintessential, heavy on the beat like a rapid pulse and blood-pumping vocal tracks as you conquer level per level. You really feel like you're both in a Mega Man-like and an epic sci-fi anime/manga with its art direction. Minus its spin-offs, Gunvolt's main series comes in 3 installments, the second game adding another playable character, Kopen, the Adept Slayer, and the third introducing Kirin, the Battle Priestess of Shadow Yakumo. The games all roughly play 4 to 6 hours each, so I can definitely imagine anyone just sitting down to binge play through the series and immerse themselves in JV's journey. But yes, Gunvolt. We will always recommend Gunvolt, except when we didn't and everyone complained. 20XX and 30XX. Another classic and also one of the most mentioned games in the comments of our last video. And for good reason. The Enterprise Neurokinetic Intelligence, or ENKI, was created by a renowned inventor, who accidentally starts a robot rebellion that wipes out most of the human race. Talk about a big whoops. Now it's the year 2090. ENKI is determined to make amends for their actions. They start to enlist volunteers from the survivors, turning them into robo-hybrids to meet the robot threat that is still hell-bent on wiping out humanity. The games let you play either solo or with a friend as main characters Nina and Ace, 2 robo-hybrids fighting for the cause, one seeking vengeance after losing her family, and another simply happy to whet his blade yet again. Together, they must conquer ever-changing worlds and levels in this exciting action-heavy roguelike. The big sell for us with this game is that it has local and online multiplayer modes. Do you remember when you would switch between your beloved Maverick Hunters and Mega Man X? Well, imagine X holding onto Zero's arm before the Navs could beam him away while telling him, "Oh no, you're coming with me, buddy." But of course, less coercion because of course your partner wants to help save the world with you. Never getting the same kind of level, buff, and challenger per run is pretty exciting, keeping you on your toes on how you can best conquer the level you are in. It's gonna need you and your friend to put your heads together as you fight and jump your way through the different, ever-changing challenges that lie ahead of you. A Mega Man-like that is great going solo or with another extra blade at your side. Just be patient when one of us accidentally slips when trying to attempt that consecutive wall jump combo, or if we forget to dodge that one big attack from the huge boss. It's giving us flashbacks to our recent Night Rain coverage. Now what about Mega Man? But bunnies. Yes, actual bunny fighters. Well, Code Bunny follows Hazel and Axel, 2 bunny warriors from the VY space program, a project whose ultimate goal is to harness the powerful energy source, Aether, which comes from the comet Neelaster. But nothing goes according to plan when the program is threatened at the hands of the infamous villain, Mad Bunny. As they work to stop this new evil, they must also uncover deep, dark secrets that make up the world that they live in. Not all is as it seems. Code Bunny is a fast-paced platformer, bringing a rabbit-like speed into its gameplay. Another game with 2 stars of the show. The main characters will slice and shoot their way through enemies and terrain with quick-footed speed. There is an abundance of airborne combat in the game. Players leaping into the air, taking in that vibrant pixelated scenery, all while playing ping pong on their enemies to classic chiptune music. The music was apparently made through FamiTracker. Talk about resourcefulness. The 2 main characters are distinct from each other. Hazel possesses the ability of Ghost Crescent, slicing her way through enemies and collecting karma from the fallen, allowing her to deal more damage, making her both stronger in offense but more susceptible to damage. Axel is a wielder of the Comet Arts, harnessing the power of Aether itself to collect energy from her foes, which makes her grow into an offensive and defensive threat. There is a flurry of action in Code Bunny, reminiscent of dealing devastating combos classic Mega Man style. Master Combat, learn the best way to take as levels branch out to alternate paths, and lead our bunny duo to victory. Also, bunnies. Who doesn't love bunnies? And if you want more bunnies, there's also a talk room for you to meet and chat with other fellow bunny people and be adorable and badass together. Shanghai.EXE. Okay, so this one has a lot of lore that comes with this game. It was a lot to dive deep into. So shout out to my friend who helped summarize a whole freaking universe for me. I owe you one. To give a quick rundown, Toho started out as a bullet hell game that eventually branched out into other genres of media. While the mainline titles still remain bullet hells, the fandom has become so passionate that there are a lot of fan-made games that were made to explore even more video game genres out there. And not to mention with its own extensive cast of characters, each with their own unique abilities, backgrounds, and traits, fan devs can pick a character or a few that they love and just explore making a game of them. Now we enter Shanghai.EXE. Shanghai.EXE is a gorgeous battle network-like following schoolgirl Alice Shinki and her net Navi Shanghai as they fight off the evil ROM organization from threatening the offline and online world. A very straightforward and familiar plot. The devs started working on this game around 2014 and sadly could not complete it. Long story short, the game must have hit too close to home because Capcom issued a cease and desist, so production of it immediately stopped. But fans loved the game so much that a lot of fans apparently did some reverse engineering on the source code to complete it, so it's still floating around somewhere. It is very Battle Network-like, following a lot of story beats from the main series it was inspired by. The fun thing about it is that the game takes Toho characters and merges them into their own kind of Mega Man universe and creating their own unique stories. So while any hardcore Toho fans would recognize the lore behind Alice Shinki, who is definitely based off Alice Murgatroyd, you're also entering a brand new world and narrative to enjoy. For example, Shanghai is the name of Alice Murgatroyd's doll, so her net Navi is also named the titular Shanghai. And you also see other combinations of humans and their Navis, like how Remilia's Navi Sakuya is her maid in Toho canon. You might also recognize more familiar faces along the way if you are a Toho fan. But aside from being a Toho fan granting you extra enjoyment out of the game in itself stands up tall on its own, notably in its battle system. The battle system takes what it wants to carry over from the original Battle Network system and reshapes it. From expanding the types of existing elemental attacks, to changing the way deck building is, to making in-battle style changes in encounters for a smoother kind of gameplay. Shanghai.EXE truly knows and loves the series they both took inspiration from. The concept in itself may seem very niche to some people, but I think that's just the beauty of it. Do you know that kind of niche and specificity that just scratches an itch you didn't think needed to be scratched? That is what this game is. So if you want to sink your teeth into a Toho-inspired Battle Network-like, try taking a spin at Shanghai.EXE, if you can find it. Speaking of games inspired by fandoms, Hololivers, this next one is for you. Another gorgeous number starring a beloved VTuber at the helm of a gorgeous Mega Man-like project. Flare Nuinui follows her favorite half-elf personality, Shiranui Flare, as she fights evil that threatens the land. Many members of the Shiraken have gone missing while investigating the chaos. Many have gone, but none have returned. So now it's up to Futan to find her friends and save them. The game is filled with cute hololive chibis dashed with an old-school Mega Man flair. If you find yourself missing OG retro action platformer Mega Man, then this is a game for you. Collect skills, power-ups, and items that'll help you get from checkpoint to checkpoint as you traverse the land for your lost companions. But thankfully, you aren't alone. Aside from the many helpful elf friends you will meet along the way, there are other Oshis of yours who are still present and fighting for the cause. But while there are those who will aid in your quest, there are also those who will come to stand in your way. Who is friend or foe? Well, you would have to play and see. Not only are you getting more content on your favorite hololivers, beautifully wrapped in a Mega Man package, but also scattered all throughout the game are songs you might recognize. Keep your ears open to some of your favorite hololive songs to inspire your next playthrough. Not only are you gonna jump and fight your way to the end, but you get to bop your head to a few iconic tunes as well. And if you want to play as another liver aside from Futan, there are now 2 additional quests starring Flair's genmates, Usada Pekora and Hosho Marin. Play through their own unique campaigns, with their own unique playstyles, to uncover more secrets that hide underneath the main story. Holo Indies, you guys are going strong. We can't get enough of these amazing hololive games. If there are any games you want us to check out from Holo Indie, whatever genre, whatever Oshi is the star, let us know in the comments below. We have Mega Man but Bunnies, Mega Man but Toho, Mega Man but Hololive. Now we also have Mega Man but Anime Girls. Rosenkreuzstilette is an action platformer game where you play as Patricia Rosenberg, a bright woman fresh from working at the Holy Empire, on the way home when her student is abducted by a dragon. Soon enough, Spiritia is caught up in a revolution of the Rosenkreuzstilette, a band of rogue mages against the Holy Empire led by a powerful count and composed of Spiritia's closest friends. Despite the betrayal, Spiritia aims to fight through all 17 stages despite the dangers ahead, if only to try to talk reason with her old friends and forge an era of peace. From Castlevania-isms in the architecture to old-school anime-style character design, to the UI, health bar, combat, and music, they definitely ring out Mega Man-like to the trained fans' eyes and ears. Of course, nothing gets a Mega Man fan more pumped up than its music. Truly, in this platformer, Spiritia can gain new arcane abilities upon defeating a boss for the first time, acquiring unique abilities to help fight enemies or traverse the difficult terrain. The gameplay incorporates the classic battle sensibilities of Mega Man, but with magic. While not a novel concept, it is still pretty fun to see sci-fi and fantasy influencing one another. There are different modes for players to enjoy. Story mode is for the complete experience, putting you in Spiritia's shoes and learning about the world and people around you as you go through the main plot. But if you're just here for the action, arcade mode rips away the frills and takes you into the fight immediately, letting you skip dialogue and the side effects of mashing buttons because you just want to hit things. And if those two weren't enough, there's bonus mode, where once you meet certain conditions, you can unlock a little something in the game. There is also a sequel called Rosenkreuzstilette Freudenstadtschel that follows Spiritia's best friend Freudia, following her after the events of the first game. We've talked a lot about games today, especially games that have been around for a while that a lot of people have come to enjoy and feel that it embodies the Mega Man-isms we all love. But for this one, I'd like to highlight a game that hasn't come out yet that could maybe scratch that Mega Man Legends-like itch, Abyss X-Zero. Yes, this indie is a 3D platformer, which is not the popular formula for the franchise. Mega Man can show his 2 shoulders at the same time, you know. And yes, it's not completely like Mega Man Legends, but you have to admit that it has that Legends feel and that it looks pretty good as its own game. This low-poly Metroidvania has you play as 2 very different characters who are at odds with each other. Follow legendary heroes of their own renown, codenamed A and Z, fighters destined to battle with each other. So at odds with each other that the letters can't stand being close to each other in the alphabet. If you ever cast a shadow over A and Z, the silhouettes of these 2 ladies already feel so different from one another and make a striking contrast. They also wield their own unique playstyles, making world exploration and fighting your enemies fresh and different experiences depending on who you're maining at the moment. So it's basically double the tension and double the action. The gameplay already looks dynamic, and between the dungeon diving and the unique bosses that'll keep you on your toes, the sci-fi dystopian flair of Abyss X-Zero gives in that world-worn feel that gives the game a grit to it. Yes, this mention is a bit different from the others, given that it isn't out just yet. But we're seeing the love and attention the devs are pouring into this project. So of course, we wanted to give a shout out to Studio Pixelpunk, and we can't wait to see the full game. So if you want to support this game, and especially if that hole in your life is specifically Mega Man Legends shaped, go find Abyss X0 on Steam and wishlist it now. There are a lot of Mega Man-like games out there. So many! It really fills our hearts to find a devoted and talented community who share the same love we have for the franchise and games that carry its heart and soul. We want to thank all of our viewers for all of your amazing recommendations, but I am sure that there are more games out there that we have not seen yet. Maybe there are upcoming Mega Man likes that you think we should watch out for. Maybe there's another series that you want us to highlight in our next video. If you know any, let us know in the comments below. But for now, this is Bina, and we'll see you next time. Rock on!